Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope all is well. We're going to be addressing a beautiful idea today. That is the connection between the Jewish people and Hashem and the coming of Moshiach. And it's also relevant to what's going on in the world right now. I think it's very relevant. So, when Hashem gave us the Torah, He chose us. Hashem chose us and we chose Him. And it's a marriage that the Jewish people and Hashem, the relationship we have with the Creator is a marriage. And Moshe was the wedding officiator. We see that Hashem chose us, and we have a very special place in Hashem's heart, to say the least. Of course, we could see this in the world today, that part of the way that the Jewish people's relationship with Hashem is expressed is by, the other nations paying attention to the Jewish people. Now, this is expressed in two different ways. And of course, the main thing I want to mention is that we've seen an unbelievable amount of righteous Gentiles in this generation. The righteous Gentiles are a category of their own. They don't fall under the category of general Gentiles, general nations, because the righteous Gentiles are an unbelievably holy aspect of this world mission, and they're a necessary component of the coming Moshiach. And their souls are stemmed from an extremely lofty source, the righteous Gentiles, very high source. They're a very high source. So we see that this relationship that the Jewish people have with Hashem is expressed. The world reacts to it in two different ways, and the world reacting to it is an expression of how special this relationship between the Jewish people and Hashem is. The other way it could be expressed, we just said the first way it could be expressed, is we see righteous Gentiles that want a relationship with the Lord, with Hashem, the God of Israel. We see this, unbelievable, that the Gentiles are interested in Hashem. They're interested in the Jewish people, and they want to support them, and they want to be involved with them. This is something that's all the way back. This is the ultimate purpose of creation. We see an unbelievable amount of prophecies alluding to, pointing to this, that the nations will turn to Hashem, the Gentiles will praise Hashem, that the leaders will turn towards Hashem. So we see an unbelievable expression of this. You see, right here on the Torah channel, in the comment section, I've met unbelievable righteous Gentiles who give me unimaginable amounts of strength by communicating with them, speaking to them, by them blessing me, by myself blessing them. It's been an unbelievable relationship here. That is the way this can express itself in a revealed, positive way. Other times we could see that the nations, other nations, other people, they have a Hashem should help. They have a negative view towards our nation. They have a very hateful expression towards us. And we could see this in many ways, because this is very relevant to what's going on in the world right now, on the news. That you see a lot of people are expressing their negative opinions towards the Jewish people as a whole. And they may put in political terms, and there's political things, but this is all, as much as all of these people who are expressing their feelings towards us in negative, as much as they think it may be their self-righteousness, it is actually for no reason. It's not a political reason, it's not moral reasons. It is all because of the fact that Hashem distinguished the Jewish people from the rest of the world. That is the only reason why any of this is occurring in the world, that the nations are feeling negativity towards the Jewish people. It is not because of moral reasons. It is not because of ideological reasons. Because what's going on in the Middle East is, we've never seen anything like this before. That if you see the way that the Jewish people are being blamed, the way literally people who have nothing to do with this, people who want peace, people who want to connect to Hashem, who just want to live a normal life in the holy land of Israel, in Jerusalem, see people are being blamed, innocent people attacked. We see that the world is trying to blame the Jewish people for everything and all the details with it. The world thinks that this may be a moral reason. They may think it's political reasons, their own sophistication, their own educational backgrounds that allow them to see this. No, that has nothing to do with any of their education, has nothing to do with their moral support. Because if you see, they don't actually care about the details. They want to attack the holy nation of Israel. And I'll tell you why. This is actually coming from a really beautiful source, is because they sense a distinguishedness, a distinction. Sorry, they sense that the Jewish people are removed from the way things normally work in the world. If you look at the way a religious Jewish person lives his life, it is completely different than what a normal, a non-Jewish person, how he lives their life. I'm not talking about righteous Gentiles. Righteous Gentiles, as I said, are a special category of their own, and may they all be flourished, and may their numbers expand. I'm talking about a non-righteous Gentile. The way a non-righteous Gentile lives his life is very different from an Orthodox Jew. Orthodox Jew wakes up, prays, does a lot of different details, wraps into tefillin, wears a kippah, has a beard. Not all, doesn't necessarily have a beard, all Orthodox Jews, but okay, some has a beard, kippah, tzitzis. All these different ways of connecting to Hashem that express themselves throughout the day. So when the nations see this, they sense something is different, and they can't wrap their finger around it. So this could either express itself in a way of hate, God forbid, or in a way of love. So the way the righteous Gentiles connects to them is in a way of love. They sense that Jewish people are different, their way of connecting to Hashem is different, and they sense the truth in it. So they have very holy souls that they're able to sense the truth in it, and they use that as an opportunity to connect to Hashem. That's why the righteous Gentiles are from such a high source, and they're specifically connected to the days of Moshiach, because we've had prophets before, we've had great leaders, we've had great eras of the temple, but we didn't have an era where all the Gentiles turned to Hashem. And in this era, we're seeing an unbelievable amount of the nations turning to Hashem, which is a proof, which is making it a reality that Moshiach is here. Right? So this can also express itself in, God forbid, the nations feeling hate towards the Jewish people. There's no reason why some countries, some nations have such a desire to put an end to my nation. It's not a surprise. It's not because of moral reasons, as I've said before. They sense that something's different about the Jewish people. They sense that the relationship with the Creator is different, and they have a special gift that they've been given, the Torah. They sense a holiness. But these people are not in a good place within themselves. That doesn't arouse within them a love towards Hashem and the Jewish people, but because of their own lacking, it arouses a hate. And it causes them to express hate towards my nation. But again, this is all part of Hashem's plan, and this is in a way where Hashem is preparing the world to greet Moshiach. And part of the way that the world comes to be in a place where they can recognize Moshiach, they have to be in a place where they desire Moshiach. And part of this is the world is recognizing the Jewish people are different, that Jerusalem is the holiest place on earth. That Jerusalem, if you realize all of this noise is happening because of Jerusalem. Okay, there's other reasons, little details that people, the news might say, oh, it's because of this, because of that. But really it's because of Jerusalem. It's all about Jerusalem. So Jerusalem is the place where Hashem's name, Yud Ke Vav Ke, is expressed on the mount, Har Bais, the Mount of God, Beis Kel, Temple Mount. So we see that this is all happening because of Temple Mount. So we see that the whole world, normally how it works is the whole world is Hashem clothes himself in the nature. Hashem, he hides his presence throughout nature, and of course he reveals himself in certain ways, but generally there's a general concealment of God's revelation. How it works on the Temple Mount is that there's no concealment at all. Hashem, as he is above the world, completely shines into the world. Hashem, as he is completely beyond the world, that's how he's revealed within the world, on the Temple Mount. So we see how is this expressing itself? That this Temple Mount is stirring up so much chaos within the world that if there's, you see, this can, God forbid, but this has the power to spiral out into, God forbid, a world war. You see, it's not about money. It's not about oil, it's not about opportunities, it's not about natural resources, it's about the amount of God. There's so much energy here, there's so much chaos over this place that it has an influence on the world at large. This seemingly little area has an influence, has an impact on the world at large, can activate a chaos throughout the entire world. We see that as much as this seems like, God forbid, something that could be taken negatively, this is actually the biggest blessing of all, because now we're recognizing Hashem's greatness, we're recognizing his relationship with the Jewish people, and we're recognizing the opportunity that the righteous Gentiles have, that if you're a Gentile, you could be a righteous Gentile. This is all within your opportunity. And if you're a Jewish person, this also encourages Jewish people who may not have felt so involved with following certain, who may have felt less of a desire. This activates a desire within the Jewish people to serve Hashem to a greater degree, because the Jewish people are now recognizing that the Gentiles, the world, sees them as different, and they're seeing that now all of a sudden people feel a desire to connect to Hashem because they realize that as a Jewish person, you're different from the rest of the world. You're not just like everyone else. You have a specific mission that you are obligated to involve yourself with. Hashem didn't create you. Hashem created you against your will. We've been put in this world against our will. Hashem forces us to come here and serve Him. That's the greatest opportunity of all. Because then we realize we're not here for ourselves. We're here for the Creator of the world. We're here for Him. Hashem forced us to be born. We didn't choose to be born. If it was up to us, we'd stay above with Hashem. Hashem pushes us into the world to serve Him. So too, the Gentiles have an opportunity to choose to be in favor of the Jewish people, to choose Hashem. And that is the biggest gift of all, because when a Gentile chooses Hashem, he didn't have an obligation, so to speak, to choose Hashem. He was made as a Gentile. He had his own mission. And then he chooses Hashem. That's such a fusion of physicality and spirituality. That is bringing Moshiach, when a righteous Gentile desires Hashem, the God of Israel. That is Abraham's mission, to publicize God. Abraham taught Gentiles and Jews alike. Well, Abraham was the first Jew. Abraham taught Torah to Gentiles. He taught about Hashem. He taught the world about Hashem. So too, us Jewish people, we have an obligation to teach the Gentiles about Hashem. Rather than get involved in politics and disagreements, we have to allow the world to recognize that the God of Israel is making His name known throughout the world, and we have to help Him. We have to be involved in this mission. So by realizing this, Hashem is bringing the world's eyes towards Israel, towards Jerusalem, to set the stage for the coming of Moshiach. We see it as conflict, we see it as difficulties. Hashem is setting the stage for the coming of Moshiach. All the eyes are on Jerusalem. Everyone, whether they believe it or not, they're tapping into something beyond the physical. It's the level of godliness beyond the physical as it permeates and reveals itself through the physical. That's Jerusalem, the fusion of heaven and earth. Jerusalem is the intermediary between heaven and earth, is the meeting point, the connecting piece. And that is also, the Torah connects heaven and earth. The Jewish people connect heaven and earth. The righteous Gentiles, let us all be involved in this mission to fuse heaven and earth with the coming of Moshiach, where the greatest revelations of God will be revealed, greater than even Moses experienced. This level of Eden, the level of Eden. The Garden of Eden was experienced, but not the level of Eden itself. That is the level of the inner wisdom, godly divine wisdom, the inner pleasure that Hashem experiences when He serves Him, when we serve Him. That is what Hashem's going to reveal to the world. The pleasure that He experiences, that when we serve Him, that is what we will feel in the days of Moshiach. May it be today.